President Trump making his message to Pakistan clear. This week tweeting this: the United States has foolishly given Pakistan more than $33 billion in aid in 15 years. And they have given us nothing but lies and deceit, thinking our leaders are fools. They give safe haven to the terrorists we hunt in Afghanistan with little help. No more! Exclamation point, close quote. Our next guest applauds this move in this tweet, saying the U.S. should not be sending money to countries that burn our flag. GOP Senator Rand Paul joins us. He's on the Foreign Relations Committee. And Senator, you may know that they're not going to be sending it over $100 million to Pakistan. That's already been decided. Pakistan says they're confused by this message. Are you confused?
No, I've been advocating for this for years. I would take the money that we send to a lot of countries that aren't necessarily our friends, like Pakistan. I would redirect that money into building roads and bridges here. In fact, I have a bill that I will introduce next week that will take the about $2 billion we spend in Pakistan. Let's spend it in the United States. This is something that I've agreed with President Trump on for several years now. Let's spend some of that money here at home. Let's don't give it to people who hate us and burn our flag and chant death to America.
So are you worried about losing influence and opening up a door for maybe China to spread their influence inside that country, and maybe we lose the binoculars on their nuclear program and weapons?
I think one way you engage with people is through trade and interaction, and we can still have military arrangements with them. But I'd like to see somebody who actually has money to buy our stuff rather than we give it to them. We give everything to Pakistan. And there are rumors that the Pakistani intelligence actually cooperate with a Haqqani network that kills our soldiers. So I think it's a real disservice. I know a lot of these young men and women. Some of them are in my family. I think it's a real disservice to them to give money to a government that may be cooperating with people who are killing our soldiers. So, no, Pakistan at best is a frenemy, but they have not been behaving. Look, bin Laden lived in their country for a decade. They did nothing about it. They have Christians they've incarcerated. The doctor that helped us get information to get bin Laden when we finally captured him, he's in jail for 33 years from the Pakistani government. So, no, they're not really our friend.
Yeah, they summoned our ambassador, so I think the president's not backing off on this. Now, let's look elsewhere around. The president also said, I'm looking at the Palestinian Authority. They don't want to sit down and talk with us. We're giving them money. I'm going to revisit that. Among the people that don't want the president to sit back for now are the Israelis. They say, listen, we don't want unrest in Gaza. We don't want mass, a humanitarian crisis in that area. What's your reaction?
Well, you know, I introduced a bill about a year ago to cut off the Palestinian Authority's aid. And here's the interesting thing. Israel does complain because we're paying for it. Let Israel pay for it. If Israel thinks the Palestinian Authority ought to get money, let's see if they can pass that to the Knesset. So we end up giving all the money to the Palestinian Authority, and they preach hatred of Israel. And then Israel says, oh, we need to keep giving money to the Palestinian Authority. No, I'd cut it all off. We don't have any money. We're $700 billion in the hole. Why are we giving the money to the Palestinian Authority? If Israel wants to cooperate with the Palestinian Authority and thinks that they should get money, they should vote for it. You know, the average living standard for the average Israeli is greater than the average American. They've got money. They should pay the Palestinian Authority, but I wouldn't give Palestinian Authority any money.
Senator, I know you've kind of tied with the president. Are you guys on the same page as this? Or you just happen to agree on this from afar? Have you been speaking to him?
You know, I talked to him this week about the Palestinian thing, and I've also been in favor of building infrastructure. And a real rub of how we build infrastructure, he's wanted to do $1 trillion worth of infrastructure, is where do you get the money? You know, we're already $700 billion in the hole. Foreign aid and aid to Pakistan won't pay for all of it, but the last 15 years you mentioned, we've spent over $30 billion in Pakistan. That's quite a few bridges. We have a bridge between Kentucky and Ohio that we've wanted would cost about $500 million. That we could have easily built out with some of that money we sent to Pakistan.
Always good to see you, Senator Paul. Thanks so much. When we come back, we talk